The exact fraction of a second you start explaining yourself, over justifying your actions, or trying to artificially force closeness, you lose 100% of your leverage and become entirely boring, soft, and predictable. The mystery dies instantly when you chase. You need to completely stop talking and force her to sit entirely alone in the very silence that she chose to trigger. If she posts cryptic bait online, tries to show off on social media, or puts up photos just to get a rise out of you, you look right past it and ignore it completely. If she finally sends a vague, low effort text message just to test if you are still waiting on her, you do not bite the bait. You keep your public and private composure incredibly classy. You never vent your frustrations to mutual friends or family members, and you let your quiet, calm control become your ultimate reputation. If she eventually decides to return, she walks right back into a kingdom that is strictly ruled by strength, order, and self respect. And if she never comes back at all, you still win the ultimate prize because you never lost your dignity, your manhood, or your power trying to hold on to someone who didn't want to stay. This right here is the ultimate dividing line between a man of high value and a man who is driven by desperation. You must be genuinely, completely ready to walk away from her forever. This is the exact point where the vast majority of men completely fail and crumble. They fail because they desperately hold on to a tiny, pathetic shred of hope deep inside their hearts, secretly tracking her daily movements online, analyzing her social media profiles, and obsessively waiting for any small sign that she might be missing them. That behavior is pure mental slavery. You are choosing to shackle your own mind, mood, and future to someone who is actively deciding not to show up for you. Until you reach the level of maturity where you can turn around and walk away with absolutely zero hatred in your heart, zero false hope for a reunion, and zero emotional need for her presence, you are not a free man. You must realize that true, unshakable power in any relationship dynamic belongs entirely to the person who is genuinely, honestly willing to leave the table and never look back. Walking away from a woman who ignores you is absolutely not a cheap game, a clever negotiation tactic, or a trick to force her to run back to you. It is the absolute highest, purest form of masculine self respect. It means you explicitly value your own mental peace, your time, and your dignity far more than you value her confusing mixed signals, her games, and her cold distance. If she truly wants to distance herself from you, you do not argue, you do not cry, and you do not beg her to stay. Instead, you mentally hold the door wide open for her. You say absolutely nothing, and you keep moving your life forward with massive momentum. You must have total, unwavering faith that the real world value you are building will naturally attract someone far better suited for you. A woman possesses an incredible, almost intuitive ability to instantly feel the difference between a weak man who is merely pretending to move on while secretly hoping for a text and a powerful man who has truly emotionally detached himself from the outcome. The very microsecond she realizes that she no longer occupies a single square inch of your mind, the entire balance of power shifts completely into your hands. If she does eventually try to crawl back into your life after experiencing the freezing cold of your absence, you must absolutely not instantly hand your valuable time, attention, and energy back to her on a silver platter. You do not celebrate, you do not show excitement, and you do not let her back in for free. Instead, you sit back and coldly evaluate her. You look at her actions, analyze her attitude, and see if her current energy actually matches the brand new, highly upgraded standards you have set for your life. You make her work hard to earn her spot back at your table, proving that she deserves to be in your presence. A man who moves through the world with this type of calm, unshakable confidence is a man who can never be manipulated, played with, or taken for granted by anyone. You must drop the childish fantasy of what could have been. Anchor your feet firmly in the brutal reality of how she actually treated you, and always remember a fundamental law of self worth. Anyone who truly values you will never put you in a position to question your importance. The second they do, you put your shoulders back, walk away proudly, and never look back. When a woman decides to pull away, ignore you, or distance herself from your life, the ultimate blueprint for your response boils down to a few absolute rules. You do not chase her, you do not explain yourself, and you absolutely do not crumble under the emotional pressure. You immediately cut off all access, go completely silent, lock your eyes directly onto your personal mission, and ruthlessly build your real world value every single day. You must allow her to sit alone and feel the heavy, uncomfortable weight of your sudden absence, responding to every single one of her psychological tests with an unbreakable, grounded masculine strength. You choose to operate from a mindset of pure, unadulterated abundance, knowing your worth is immense, and you make sure you are genuinely, completely ready to walk away from her forever without a single ounce of regret. There are no shortcuts, no exceptions, and no compromises when it comes to this baseline standard of self preservation. This is the exact, unyielding framework for how real, high value men handle disrespect and emotional games from anyone. You must realize that a man of true substance never begs for love, never pleads for validation, and absolutely never fights or performs like a circus animal just to get a woman's basic attention. Instead, you become the exact type of grounded man who commands respect and attraction naturally through the sheer power of his silent actions, his ironclad boundaries, and his refusal to tolerate hot and cold behavior. You stop using words to convince people of your importance, and you let your lifestyle, your physical presence, and your total independence do all the talking for you. When you live with this level of conviction, the entire world treats you differently because they realize you cannot be manipulated or taken for granted. Ultimately, you need to understand a fundamental truth that will stay with you for the rest of your life. Losing a woman will never, ever break a high value man. It only reveals him. It strips away the comfort, forces you out of complacency, and exposes exactly what you are made of when the safety net is pulled out from underneath you. This temporary setback is not the end of your story. It is the ultimate catalyst designed to forge your character. Instead of viewing her distance as a tragedy, look at it as the ultimate test of your manhood and an open invitation to transform your reality. Let this exact situation, right here and right now, reveal the most powerful, highly successful, aggressively driven, and entirely unshakable version of the man you were always truly meant to become. But you don't sit around hoping she calls. You level up. You grind, build your wealth, sharpen your mindset, and stack your options. Her distance becomes your doorway to dominance, ensuring you either win her back completely on your terms or realize you never needed her in the first place.